Let me do the highly professional checking.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Can you
Enjoy your
hear
poo.
this bird noise on the stream?
Yes.
Can you hear
Yes.
that?
Yeah, a little bit.
There is a
Bird
bird,
noise.
and I'm worried
Right,
that it's
okay.
trapped, but I think maybe it just lives there.
That
I keep
is not
hearing
what I
it
thought you said,
fluttering
Hannah
about.
Pratt.
Mine's
I have to
saying
say,
we're offline, but I know we're not
I
because I trust.
Sometimes
it.
it
Oh
takes
no!
a
Now we're
while
live.
to come through.
Yay!
I-
Yay! Live! Yay! Live!
yay, live.
Liver than live.
I thought you said, "Can you hear this birth noise?"
Oh.
And I thought this
Oh.
podcast
No,
was going to take a very different.
I don't
Uh,
like that. No.
No,
No, it's a
I don't either.
bird. I think that
Right.
maybe it's a nest
Is
or
it-
something.
Oh, right. Is it a corvid nest?
No,
Because-
which that would be great.
Oh, that's a shame.
Unfortunately, it's
Very,
not.
very on brand.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's. I
that's
don't
a
know what
shame.
kind of bird it is because I can't see it. I've been outside and everything, but
Is
it's
it a
been.
swift?
No, I don't think so. It's not the right sort of noise.
Only you
Oh.
would say that.
I think it's a great tit. I think I just saw it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just saw it with a worm in its mouth. Guys, this is real David Attenborough shit
Like
here.
a great tit.
There's a great tit outside with a worm in its mouth.
Oh,
There's a couple in here, to be fair.
Ah!
Heyo!
Ew, we're online. Here we are.
are we live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was your
That's
poo?
okay. I didn't have. There's no way I could do a poo that quick.
Jesus Christ.
Let's
Oh,
not talk about it.
Hang
Let's
on. No.
let's just crush that
You definitely
conversation
could
right
do
now.
if you were desperate.
No.
So what was it? Was
you
it
gotta you have to be in your own sort of
Ex-
like
yeah.
environment and not
Yeah.
pressured, not
Was it-
pressured to do a podcast before.
Was it a Jimmy
afterwards.
Riddle?
It was a Jimmy Riddle, yeah.
Well, I'm glad we've got that bit of the podcast out of the way.
I'm just enjoying Magnum E numbers, so I'm going to continue to suck them from this stick
Oh, I
until
wish I had a Magnum.
What flavour
Got me
Magnum was
snapped.
it?
it was.
That was a Magnum
classic.
classic.
A classic.
There is a Twister downstairs, which I shall eat later.
Oh,
Not today.
so
but later date.
Molly, my sister has just sent me a message, a WhatsApp saying, "Yeah, you're live." So,
Oh,
Nice.
thanks, Molly.
Thanks, Mol.
Cheers, Mol.
heroes,
Great stuff.
heroes.
What a hero.
Absolute hero. Top 10 heroes of all time.
Molly. What's your thoughts on the white chocolate Magnum?
Love it.
Fucking sexy.
Yes.
I find white chocolate a bit claggy. Sorry
Whoa.
for using that word.
I prefer.
Claggy.
Oh no!
I prefer the
Sorry.
white chocolate Magnum.
You prefer a claggy chocolate, do
I
you,
prefer claggy
I just
chocolate.
find it a bit claggy, yeah.
Dave? See, the only time I've ever used the word claggy is when the word gusset is followed in the
Claggy
sentence.
gusset.
It's my favourite phrase.
Oh,
I
do you
think
remember
lost
when
it.
we did that was our first one, wasn't it? Not
It was.
even our first one, our test stream.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
Remember how
was it?
innocent-
That
How many
was the
times can we
first
make
one.
Dave
all-
Mike shudder? Claggy
And
gusset.
unaffected we were
Claggy
by
gusset.
shit internet.
Shinternet.
Doesn't
Shitternet. I'll workshop it.
Okay.
shit
Yeah,
net-
come back when you've worked on it. Sweet.
Oh,
How
Molly's
do you feel
got.
about the salted caramel Magnum?
Oh, carry on.
Okay.
There's a salted caramel Magnum.
Yeah, and it's like a double layered one.
Oh, that get
Oh,
in
yeah.
my mouth.
I had one of those ones that's got a bit of raspberry in it.
Oh,
Ooh.
That's a good Magnum.
What?
Yeah, 'cause
Nice.
Do
it's
you?
got like the
Hang on.
tartness of the raspberry
Hang
and then
on.
the chocolate and the ice cream. Yeah. What?
Do you?
Oh,
I've
do you know,
never
I
seen
always-
this wizardry.
Yeah, it's like
there's a mint
it's
one
like
as well.
encased between two layers of chocolate. It's like a thin layer of chocolate and then some raspberry
Like a
goo, and then
Coulis.
an out. Yeah, like a coulis, and then like an outer chocolate shell. Yeah, it's immense.
It's good.
Get
Good
in
Magnum.
my mouth.
Yeah,
There's
it's
also
good.
a red chocolate one. It's made with.
Ooh.
Is it in like? Do we have like pink cocoa beans?
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, it's that ruby. Yeah,
ruby.
chocolate.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, there's a ruby one as well,
So
I haven't tried that, but I bet it's good.
and a hazelnut one.
I do.
Mm.
I do have to say though, if we're talking sort of sweet, I've never fully gotten over that time Monster Munch tried to do vanilla flavour.
Ooh.
Does anybody remember that time?
No. and
Oh,
that
it's made my
sounds like-
tongue shrink. Just
Yeah, that
thinking
sounds
about
like
it.
the worst.
Yeah,
The worst.
yeah.
Go
There's
on.
different. Let me consult the Google.
No.
I swear there was definitely.
What's the best flavour of Monster Munch then?
Pickled onion.
Beef.
Oh, pickled onion.
Pickled onion.
Because
Although,
you
yeah,
want
I
it
do
to
quite like beef.
kind of burn your mouth a little bit.
That's the problem with pickled onion. is
That's what I like
can
about
eat-
it.
I can eat a packet of pickled onion Monster Munch, but then I can't eat anything that I want to be able to taste for the next 3 days.
right,
Mm.
you know, if you say to someone on like a first date, "What's your favourite film?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they answer really quickly,
Yes.
Yeah.
you immediately get worried.
Why?
No, it's a generic question, so you
It
know
depends
the answer.
on the answer. If you were like, "What's your favorite film?" and they were like, "Boss Baby," you'd be like,
Paul Blart, Mall
I'd be like,
Cop.
"I'll ask again. Your favorite film of
Yeah,
all
sorry.
time.
Sorry, you're
of
right.
all
It's
the
Boss
films."
Baby 2.
Yeah.
I quite like Boss Baby.
Yeah, but it's not your favorite film, is it? So if someone goes to you like, "What's your favorite film?" you immediately say that. Like that's your
Stev's
favourite.
face could be interpreted as her now thinking it is my favourite film.
Right, I haven't
Can I
actually
just-
seen it.
can I
I
just-
just think the premise is
Brilliant. It's really
not-
funny.
yeah,
Can I just,
Like, I really enjoyed it.
can I just please?
but it's not your
please
favourite
interject?
film.
No, it's not my favourite, but as well,
Oh
I
my
was
God.
teaching year 6 at the time the cartoon
know-
series came out.
You know
Right.
how?
We'd watch it on while they were having lunch.
God.
Okay, yeah.
You
Mikey, go
know,
on.
you
I didn't
know
realise
how
it
a lot of the time there's a lot of bands aimed towards get a lot of shit basically on the podcast because we can and we love them. Right? So I've just said to you, haven't I, on the internet, on the line, that I'm going to Google Monster Munch, get a picture up. I have had messages from Molly, who is literally in the kitchen with the microwave off, incidentally, because we can do that now. And she screenshotted a picture of Vanilla Monster Munch with the words, "They're a thing. I'll do your research. I'm the quicker one."
Oh my God, Molly's our Richard Osman.
But her laptop is on.
And a well done job on a home. We've also got Vanilla Monster Munch there. Wonderful.
Mikey, if you could send a picture of the Vanilla Monster Munch to our group chat, we can make
Yeah.
sure it goes
Yeah,
on the
I will do.
social.
I can do that now. I can do that now because
Vanilla.
It's like
I bet
vanilla
that's
Coke.
horrible.
Vanilla Coke's good.
Vanilla
It's
Coke's
already
awesome.
sweet. It's already.
I don't
sweet.
like any flavors of drink. Like, just give me the drink. Stop messing with it.
So
I
what
don't want
about,
it to taste like a cherry.
Oh, so
Just give me Coke.
so what you mean is
no,
all things
Pepsi
just
Max
water.
Lime.
No, I mean, no, like if Coke is Coke, don't like add something to it to make it slightly less like
But
Coke.
that's just water with things added to it. So
Yeah.
you need to draw a line somewhere.
If I wanted an orange
water.
drink, I would drink like Fanta
Fanta.
or Tango. Why would I drink orange Coke?
No one's asking you to drink orange Coke.
Well, I don't want
Orange
to.
Coke is a
no, but-
thing.
no. But do we want
I was using
another
that as an
Molly
example.
update, gang?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what have you got
The
to
Molly
say?
She's just messaged me saying she's legally changing her name to Richard Osman.
Sweet.
to that I would say, Mole, why do you not just log into your Twitch? If you're here, the least you could do is help the fucking algorithm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get us some more followers.
Wow.
Don't just send me. Don't just send me the.
Yeah,
don't
Molly.
Just send me your comments in our. I mean, like, show the will.
I mean, I don't want to throw the label bad sister around, but
Oh, we can't do
Well,
that because
We
she is
shouldn't.
an angel on earth.
We
we
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
But we
shouldn't.
can.
But we shall.
So
No, I didn't say we shall. I said we can. But you can. I'm willing to watch and just see what the flow goes.
Okay.
We don't want to cause ructions in the Southern household when they're
Ructions?
quite
in one room at the
having to
minute.
live on top, like, you know, quite in close quarters at the moment.
I mean, I think that we should start the show, but at the same time,
Oh, no,
we
this
should
is
just carry on with this.
Well, we'll keep going until we get about the time it will be for Mikey's story, and then we'll start.
Okay. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take we're starting in a bit off, so we've technically started, but we'll just carry on. My point was, you know, when I said
Yes.
when you say to someone, "What's your favourite film?" and they come back with Big Boss 2,
Yes.
whatever
Yeah.
it was,
I mean, it's Boss Baby.
Boss
Ball
Baby,
Cop.
right?
Ball Cop 2.
And it was too quick.
Yeah.
It's a big question. I'm sorry, but when you say, "What's your favourite Monster Munch?" if you come back really quick with anything,
Pickled onion.
I'm immediately suspicious.
Could you not?
What is your favourite film? then?
I like beef, but like pickled onion is the best.
It
In my
depends.
opinion.
Some days it's a pickled onion day. Some days it's a beef day.
Every day is a beef day.
Every day's a beef day.
Have
Get that on the
we
merch.
all know? Have
Every
we
day's a
all
beef day.
noticed the Vanilla Monster Munch in the group chat?
Yes,
No.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
with you.
okay.
Why does he? Why? Okay, because Monster Munch have all of the bags of a character on them. Like, why is a character
The
made of
monsters.
melting ice cream or a cum pile? Let's be fair.
Just make sure that your phone number isn't on there, Mike. That's what he's just sent us. That is definitely
It's to the Discord chat.
Oh,
that is definitely.
oh I
Yeah.
don't. It's making me feel a bit queasy.
It's not
Yeah,
even.
I'm
it's
trying
not
to imagine
even
the
just
texture.
vanilla flavour, is it?
Well, don't.
It's
don't.
vanilla ice cream. Like, you know, 100%. Some has walked in there on the first day and gone, "Guys, got such a great idea. How about we do vanilla?"
It's like,
Monster
do you remember
Munch
like
and
in like
then-
the early like mid noughties, Manchester City released like a blue ketchup.
No.
Do you remember when was it
Hold on.
Heinz released a green one to get kids into vegetables?
That's a dumb
That
idea.
was a thing, and it was like, oh, here are some blue baked beans because that'll make kids eat them because they're a wacky color. And actually,
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
like, actually,
It was all about
scientifically, this
like-
makes your brain go all weird, and you're like, oh, this food is poisonous or something.
regarding the branding of food, Steph, I'd like your opinion on something, and Dave actually. We've not
I was just like,
spoken
why
about
did
this.
you pick the fat
as
one?
because it'll make sense when you.
Come on, Michael, dig yourself out.
Yeah.
I meant the Wolves.
All right.
Yeah, Mike.
Cadbury's bar, Steph.
Now, did you pick the two fat ones, Mike? Come on.
Well, you're also Wolves fans.
Carry on, Mike. Don't listen
The
to them.
Wolves,
For shame.
the Wolves Cadbury's bar.
For shame.
The what?
Oh,
yeah,
you
it's the
absolute bastards.
The Wolves Cadbury's bar.
Yeah, Wolves, they've got
Yeah,
a
Google.
Cadbury's Dairy Milk Bar.
How do I not know
It's a
these
bit weird.
things?
Because you live in a hole, Dave.
There
and
is
you
that.
only come out for podcasts. In the red-lined house.
Cadbury's bar. It's a thing.
On that note, I'm about to put, because we've mentioned
Is that
putting it
stock?
on the Discord. I'm going to put a link to the Discord in the chat.
Nice.
However,
Right.
I always post links to our socials. They're going to be a little bit more passive aggressive this week
Oh no.
because
Why?
earlier today I saw on Twitter someone say, with no irony, they absolutely meant it, that George Soros is funding the English national football team.
Yeah, but that sounds like bollocks.
Yeah, like, well, everyone's just up in
bollocks.
arms, aren't they? Because they're like, oh, Gareth Southgate is so woke. And it's like, no, he's not. He's just like a nice man who would definitely put the bins out on the right day. Like, that's his vibe. Like, leave
what-
him alone.
What? Why did? Why did you make that voice then like a 1940 washerwoman from Bradford?
Yeah.
That That's my
Yeah.
default character is 1940s washerwoman from Bradford. No, I actually was doing a job the other day, a storytelling job, and I realised that all of the voices I do are just Julie Walters doing different voices. And I can't help it now. But like, not that I sound like her, but like that's who I'm emulating when I do voices. And now I can't stop hearing it in my own voice. Is like the ghost of Julie. She's not dead. Like I love her. She's alive. Anyway,
Imagine if she's just tuned in and that's how she's found out.
Julie, I love you. Yeah.
Thanks for
I
that.
forgot what
Do
I
you
was
not
going
think
to say.
Julie Walters would be absolutely amazing on a night out?
Oh, so much.
Like,
Yeah,
I feel
just,
like she's the one who you go,
Yeah.
oh, we need to look after her because she's only little. But
Yeah.
like she'd
but
be
then
the one
she'd
that you'd be
outlaugh.
dragging off the bar
Yeah.
because she's on it dancing
Yeah.
with her top off.
Yeah. I think she's like the most fun of that whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the
Yeah.
most fun,
Just-
but you find yourself going, oh, Julie, at least
Yeah.
once. a
You're like,
night.
oh, calm down. Yeah.
She's the one at 4
Just-
o'clock in the morning
just
when everyone's
scream.
ready to go home and she's going, come on! Like, yeah. No, Julie, get in the taxi!
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
screaming,
that's
just screaming, not my daughter, you bitch. And everyone she passes because she can.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. Wait. So Lloydie. Hi Lloydie. Lloydie's in the chat and he says that he thinks Gareth Southgate is the sort of man who would take me for a pre-theatre meal and let me swap seats just before the play when someone tall sits in front of me.
No, hang on. Right, okay. I'm
That's beautiful.
if I'm very happy people swapping seats for a tall person, but it's when you get this, and I've had this, is when someone will tap on the shoulder and go, "Excuse me, I'm short. Can I go in front of you?" No.
No.
If you want a better seat, pay more. Or
Yeah, I
at
wouldn't
at
ever-
a live gig,
yeah.
like I often arrive early for live gigs,
I mean-
just so I get a good. I know I'm preaching to the choir with Mikey here a little bit because we're both tall men.
I mean, all you've described there, Adam, is essentially the disabled seating platform at music festivals.
I'm 100% down for that.
Yeah.
But if I
Honestly,
arrive, if
Dog eat dog. That world.
If I arrive to like a festival, like a live show, like a half an hour before like the support act's on, so I can get a good spot. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
I'm
That's
not
my
moving
fault.
to
It's not
you.
my fault that
Yeah.
I've got a good sense of timekeeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't choose to be born into this
No,
body.
I'm just a tall man with tall aspirations.
I'm just tall. Like you should be more
It's
punctual.
God's fault, not mine.
Yeah. Blame whichever
Genetics.
of the gods made me tall. Yeah.
I went to see Josie Long at the Slade Rooms in Wolverhampton, and the
Lovely
stage is quite low at the Slade Rooms. But of course, it's a comedy gig, so it's all sitting down. But I went with one Mr. Rob Kemp, who is a very,
He's a
very
tall
tall
man.
man.
Tall man.
And we sat down in the two seats that were free in the row, and he sat in front of this woman, and behind him you just heard this woman go, "Oh."
Oh no.
And then Rob, he was beautiful. Rob looked at me and he just went, "I am Groot."
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the saddest thing I've heard in a while.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh yeah.
I've got quite an amusing story about the. I've got quite an amusing story about the Slade Rooms.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we can
In
see
fact,
what a-
you said you hadn't got a story, Mike.
well,
Now you
less
have.
of a story. more
Starting
of
the
an anecdote.
night off, ladies and gentlemen, Mikey!
It's literally going to take minutes.
Well, hang on. Well,
Um,
let's do
so
the
back-
proper
Sounds like a
introduction.
challenge.
Let's do the proper introduction round then first. I have the dice
So
ready.
Are
basically,
we going to the dice?
Yeah, do the dice first.
Mikey, you can't tell us your story yet. We have
to
order
abide by the
and
law of
decorum we need to follow.
Very important.
And then, oh, hang on, where's my D8? There, no, that's two D4s stuck together. There it is.
Not the same.
Not the same. No, the maths is wrong. So Mikey's going first. And then 4 of us left.
That was fortunate, wasn't it, that it came out like that?
And then Hannah of the Platts variety.
Hi.
Then Steph.
Ooh.
Then me.
Oh,
There has been a warning posted in the chat from a friend of the show, Richard Osman. It says, Mike, I'm going to fully out you if you tell this Slade's Room story.
Hey, something. I don't think it's the one you're thinking of.
Okay, it could be a different one, Mike.
Mikey, what's the one she's
Is
thinking
this
of?
one? I've no idea. I swear
nearly got him,
she's done
nearly
that
got him.
to me.
Any week where we've got full-on threats in the chat is a good week.
It's a good week. So, Mikey, what's your story about? Oh, has she come into?
She's
let
coming
it-
Help me though.
Richard,
So what?
check it on the laptop.
What was your
That's not very house of games of you, Richard.
Like, it's not that big a deal. You're going to be so disappointed now, thanks to...
having an audience revolution.
Okay, so
What's your story about, Mike?
The first time I ever went to one of those gigs that like don't have any seating because the Slade Room
Right.
doesn't. So
Was
Yeah.
it the
it's about that.
was it the
Mike.
poetry gig, Mike?
No, it
Questions
wasn't.
later,
This
Dave.
is
Questions
way
later.
before that.
Gig at Slade Rooms. What's your story about, Hannah?
Yeah.
It's about all the weird things that hairdressers have ever said to me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's your story about, Steph?
2 ways I've nearly got fired this half term. It's 2 of many.
I was going to say only two.
Right, yeah.
What's your story about, Adam?
It's about the longest and worst coach journey of my life.
Oh no.
Oh,
Coach journey or coat journey? As in
I'm gonna,
coach with wheels or
I'm going to be a
I
dickhead
wore
and
a
say,
coat for a...
I'm going to be a dickhead and say, just use context clues. Coach, darling. I'm sorry. I felt like that.
Where are you
weird.
wearing a coat?
I've had
on
a
the
day.
coach?
I felt weird. I love you. No, it wasn't. It was in Turkey. It would be too hot
Oh.
to wear a coat.
Okay, I didn't realise that. When you
okay.
say coach, I immediately think of like the mega bus to Northampton or something.
But
Don't
also,
knock the megabus.
also though, Turkey, arguably quite hot to be on a coach.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
I'm not a meteorologist. But,
Well, you can't say it for a start, Mike.
yeah, all right.
Who's,
Yes.
who's after that? Is that
It's
all of us?
me.
Dave.
It's all right. Just ignore me, Hannah.
Okay.
I lost track
Mikey,
of who
what's
had
your
said what.
story?
Okay. What's your story about, Dave?
Bingo? I don't think so.
Oh god, it's got a title. We're in for a treat.
Considering I only thought of this story 5 minutes ago. Well, the way we've been wittering on 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, but like 2 minutes before we went live
Yeah.
is when you thought of it. Yeah.
So let's start. In what could be absolutely damaging to Mikey's household. Mikey, ladies and gentlemen. Hey!
Yay!
I genuinely have no idea what Molly's on about. Because from my point of view, this is all me. So
I'm excited.
about 10, 11 years ago, some friends of ours we went to school with were in a band, and there was like this Battle of the Bands contest going on.
They do them all the time at the Slade Rooms.
At the Slade Rooms, and before we went, they're like, just to let you know, like it's standing only, like there's no seating. So like, and I'm sort of like terrified about this because obviously, like, how many people are going to be there? Like, I have no idea. Like, will I just like blend in and like how many people will I basically accidentally maim? Right, that is my That is my main worry.
Okay, that's your main worry. My main worry
Yeah.
is that these Battle of the Bands can be radically different. You know, you could have like a little bit of indie pop,
Honest,
but then you could get
honestly,
like
it's like
you could get a thrash metal band.
Yeah, you could.
There
end
could
up in
be a
kind of-
mosh pit.
it's
Yeah, circle.
Dave. It's like you're there. It's like you're there, my friend.
Please tell me you ended up in a mosh pit.
And no, I also had a secondary worry that like I wasn't as sort of streetwise then that I am now. I know that's really hard to believe because you look at me and you just like scream like alpha male, like who's like got everything under control. But like you know,
Gangster.
what you know of like stand up zone that it's like a bit grungy and a bit like awkward, and it's like, oh god, like what if like I was genuinely scared and genuinely fearful, but I can't really remember what of. And Chloe and Molly, who are younger than me, are like genuinely trying to put my mind to rest. It's just like, it's fine. Like, nobody's gonna like jump on you, or it'll be it'll be fine. We get in there, sort of a lot earlier than anticipated, basically because if you're in the disabled access into the slide rooms is through the front, it's through the already that's awkward because there are people that work there who like basically scream at each other, we've got a disabled coming around the side, can you open the door, Gene? And like it becomes very performative. like I'm not doxing. Like this happens at a lot of places. Like it's and like like
Oh god.
like everyone of the slide rooms is genuinely lovely, but this is the first time I've like been there, and it's the first time I've been like out to a proper like gig that isn't seated. So.
It's not exactly.
There.
It's not accessible anyway. That venue, is it? Because the steps up to the actual hall.
Well, it's less of a step, more of one of those curbs, like in the disabled entrance. Christ, this is boring. If you're not me, I do apologise. So it's sort of one of them curbs that kind of just like it's really thin the one side, but quite. Goes up to a slant to the other, so you have to make sure you get the thing signed, because if you don't, then you know you putting your life is out of your hands. But hey, we got in. We were like the first ones there during this. I'll meet our friends. It's like, oh, how, like, how's it going? Really looking forward to this. And then this band get up and do the sound check. This band, like the screamiest screamo bands you've ever heard in your life. And at this point, everyone's gone to get a drink. So
it's just you in your chair,
big scream
on my own. Yeah, being screamed at because the music's so loud. The room is vibrating. My electric wheelchair is switched off with an actual battery on it. That's turned off. Somehow I'm moving.
Oh god!
Like, and it's like basically all my worst nightmares come to life. But actually, cutting that story a bit shorter, it turns out to be great. Like, because like the Friends band win and make it through to the final.
Oh.
Way, come on, audience participation. Come on. Fuck off, it don't matter.
We love the Vikings
Let's
Friends
move
band.
on.
We do. We love the Vikings Friends band. We do.
And actually, since then, I've been back many times and had some wonderful, informative nights, including that poetry gig that I froze at. With the four people there that are told.
That was there, yeah.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that
like,
was
such a like.
that was a bit shit because
Such a great.
not you were shit, Mike. The layout was a bit shit.
Also.
No, you
Quite
weren't.
true.
You weren't. You handled it really well. Because
Thanks,
they
Dave.
had no way of getting you on the stage.
Yeah.
There was just no. It's like wheelchair. Molly has put in. Well, I'll say Molly. Richard Osman has put in the chat.
Hand over to Richard.
Mike was shaking like a little bitch.
Oh.
That's your sister, that is, Mike.
I mean, and that's. Yeah, but she's not wrong. She's very honest. Amal. Sometimes it's exactly what you need. Because apparently it's character building.
Yeah, they say
I've
that.
yet to build anything, mind.
But you got plenty of bricks.
But you see, Mike, right?
Oh,
It's funny you should.
character.
It's funny you should say that because I used to go to rock clubs all the time, and they were very inclusive. It was one of the great things about them. Funnily enough, we're putting together a little bid at the moment about an old pub, which was a rock pub in Wolverhampton, and Steve's like drafted the bid out, and he's put in the bid that it was actually a very inclusive place. So you used to have people who were different races, and you used to have people who were disabled, and you used to have people who were LGBTQ, and everyone was just cool with it. But I remember being at, I want to say the Wolfrun, but that might be wrong. But it was a Wolfrun type venue, you know, about 1,000 people, with a screamy band on, and there was obviously a disabled person in a wheelchair near the front, because at some point, and it looked like they were into it, the wheelchair got lifted.
Love it.
And
Oh my God.
they crowd surfed the wheelchair. Whoever was in the wheelchair really did look like that was like, yeah! And that was incredible. I remember seeing that and just like, wow,
Yeah.
one day I'll say this on the internet.
What you've done there, Dave, is perpetuated the myth that all disabled people like to be at the front of things. Because personally speaking, that shit is my worst nightmare. Not least because what's going to happen in... Because let's assume, right, that like most doors are at the back of buildings. So, and if the disabled seating is at the front, like a lot of people, similar to the thing before, a lot of people have got to move. Like, it's one of those where I'd much prefer to just seamlessly arrive into the, like, if there's somewhere at the back that I can sort of, nice view and not sort of feel like I'm, like, oh, yeah, like I've got to sort of pretend I can drive in a straight line because people are seeing me. It's sort of why I like the balcony.
It's less
at the
pressure
arena,
then.
'cause it's like,
Yeah.
So yeah, just being like sort of in glare and slightly odd. So
Mikey, ladies and gentlemen,
Yay!
you said you hadn't got a story, Mike.
Yeah.
You're a dirty, dirty liar.
Well, I mean it.
Dirty.
It's
Ladies and gentlemen, go wild, go crazy. She's got blue hair. Tanner Platts.
Yay!
Hey!
yeah.
Dave, are you in a rush to be somewhere?
No.
He went, it's Mike. No, it's Hannah.
There's no time for chat here. So I was thinking about, what can I say on the podcast? And I thought, I don't think I've told them about the weird hairdresser that I had, or maybe I have, but I've forgotten. So maybe you've all forgotten, so I can tell you again. But to start off with another weird thing that a hairdresser said to me when I got this haircut done a couple of weeks ago. And I love her, and she was amazing. I'd been in the chair for 2 minutes when she told me all about her situation with her ex-boyfriend, and I was like, what a prick. And we decided to do this prick. But there was a moment where, so obviously I was wearing a mask, but like they give you a nice like drink of coffee. So I was like, well, I sort of want to have a little. She was like, if you feel comfortable, you can take your mask off and have a drink. You don't have to try and get it underneath. I was like, okay, cool. So I took my mask off and she went, yeah, see, your face doesn't look how I thought it would look. And I was like, cool. Because she'd already like started cutting my hair and everything. And she was like, yeah, it's just weird because like, you know, people come in with their masks on and a lot of what we do is about face shape. So you try and like, you know, give people advice based on their face shape. But like your face is completely different to how I thought it was. And I was like, is she saying that this haircut isn't going to suit me now that she's seen my double chin? Like, it's like, is that what this means? She didn't like elaborate. So I was like, just eating my custard creams, like. Anyway,
That sounds
that was
not
one
too
weird thing.
dissimilar to when people tell me that I don't look disabled, or I don't look disabled, or like
Yeah, like you
or
don't,
like,
you don't look
you
it.
look,
Who
you look
says
quite
that?
normal.
Like,
That's such a horrible thing
lot
to
of people-
say, isn't it?
A lot of people. I don't like the a few taxi drivers. You know, when you do this small
But, so
talk.
hang on. So they'll
What?
have seen you and helped you in your wheelchair.
Like, no, it's sort of like the way it goes is,
Dave, what the
like
fuck? Did you just
how
kiss
long
your
have
own
you,
face?
how long
Sorry,
how
Becky.
long have you been in the wheelchair for? And I'm like, well, you know, I've got cerebral palsy, so like a pretty long time. And what the one taxi driver once said to me, "Oh, you look like maybe you had an accident."
you look like.
which you get.
And not just opening
which-
your mouth and saying that to another human. Do you know what I mean?
which you get a lot. But what I was particularly impressed by, what this Matt said that no other person has ever said before. He put a time scale on it. It was like, maybe you look like maybe 4 or 5 years ago you had an accident. I'm like, what? Well,
This is
nah,
why I hate taxi drivers.
No, don't generalise it.
nah,
Just-
mate,
No, I do. Everyone's
Did you say,
allowed.
like-
Everyone's
Like,
allowed
like-
one
like-
prejudice.
Dave,
Everyone's.
didn't you write
No,
an
no.
entire show, Dave, about how having any prejudice towards people is just making your own life
Yeah,
sadder?
yeah, absolutely. I'm fully aware that I'm a hypocritical.
Oh, that's
dick.
good then.
I
Um,
just feel like, imagine
Well-
having that thought and then being like, definitely saying this to a stranger. Like,
I don't know
Stay
why
better.
you're surprised, Hannah. You've had Tinder.
oh yeah, shit.
yeah.
Like,
At least,
one
yeah, at
of
least
the
the taxi
people
driver
who
didn't get his
go,
cock out.
This
Yeah.
is a thought. Let it just flow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to see a stranger on the internet and send them a message that just says, nice jugs.
Oh no, I had one like a week or so ago that said, question, have you
Question.
ever needed a wee so bad that you thought you weren't going to make it?
Okay.
I'm really glad that was the silence, yeah, because I went, no.
Well, I'd have been like, sit down, I've got a story. Imagine the picture. It's rush hour on the Périphérique outside Paris. I'm at least an hour from any toilet and I haven't been since Calais. What am I going to do next? Do I get out and try and go in a bush? Is that illegal in France? I don't know.
Is this like your internal monologue is a 90s adventure game? It's like a text adventure game from like 1988 written by Douglas Adams.
I
It's like
didn't
the
see that
Starship
one, no.
Titanic is in your head at all times.
And like, my mum and dad had this game on like a really old, it was like a BBC Micro or something,
Oh,
like a
beautiful
text-based
machine.
thing where you're like trying to escape occupied France. And you have to get through, and they got all the way to the end, and they thought they'd made it through, and then like one of the guards said like, "Oh, au revoir," and they were like, "Au revoir." They're like, "Ah, you are French," and they got them like and it was then they got caught by the Nazis. Anyway,
In
hi.
this Sweet kid. Hannah's trouble.
So if you're ever wondering how I ended up like this,
It's a story as old as time itself.
if you're ever wondering how I ended up like this,
Anyone got any problems with me just turning to the football a bit? And then
No, go for it, mate.
I'll come back. I'll come back when this weird shit is.
If you could angle your camera to like your right just a
Look,
little bit,
it's not
we'll all
my
be able to watch
fault.
it.
Not with my fine motor skills.
Oh, okay, fair
It's
enough.
back!
Oh, what?
Who said it? Who had it?
I have one of those.
No.
What was that?
Why if that's Mike? Why if they
Did
turn
you
the
just come
telly
in and
off?
switch the telly off?
It's on. Molly came in and went, "Don't worry, I heard you." And turned it off. I was like, "What are you doing?" She was like,
Oh, I love having Richard as our little like minion on
It's
this
fine.
podcast. This is great.
I'll do commentary whilst going on.
I do generally like having her in a group, but this week particularly, I feel like she's building apart.
I like it.
God.
So anyway,
Story.
so this podcast, but the thought I've got in my head is the other day I had a thing where it was like, oh, that's how I ended up like this, because I overheard my mum in the other room saying, as soon as all this is over, like the pandemic, at the mere whisper of a steam engine, I'm there. And I was like, yeah.
I think I might be in love with your mum.
Yeah. She'd been watching a lot of Fred Dibner, and she's just desperate to see a traction engine before anything else. The mere whiff.
She should go to the Shropshire show because there is
Yeah.
traction
Oh,
engines
God.
ahoy, and you get to stroke
Love it.
cows.
Loves it. Literally, that's
Um,
two of her favourite things.
You have
Yeah.
to. You've got to wear a gilet and wellies, and then you get to stroke cows. That's
Yeah.
a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
And then, as a highlight of the afternoon, someone climbs a big chimney.
Yeah.
Wow, back in my day, I used to climb 4 of these a day. Yeah.
Honestly, it's actually really relaxing. I've been putting them on. Like, you can get them on iPlayer. And I was sitting eating my dinner, and it's like, it's just Fred. He's on top of a chimney. He's got a little hammer in his hand. He's just knocking them off one brick at a time.
No, he's not. He's knocking them in.
Well, he's knocking them into the
Yeah.
chimney, yeah. And it's like, there's something comforting about it. Anyway, so
Your hairdresser.
my hairdresser. So I feel like I've talked about this on the
I
stream.
forgot about the hairdresser.
We're doing a podcast. I feel like I've talked about it before, but I can't remember. So I was a teenager, so I think I must
You're a
have been about
I refuse to believe you were.
during the Crimean
You were
War.
You were born when you were 28, you.
I always just assume. I always just assume, Hannah, you came out immediately as a Renaissance poet.
Thanks.
And I've
yeah,
never done anything else.
That's
With
the
a Spartan helmet and shield.
yeah, that's the aura I try and give off. So I'm glad that that's how you perceive me. But I was once, unfortunately, young, I
No, you were born with back pain. That's how old you were.
it's actually quite horrible of you to talk about my back pain because it's quite bad.
You're welcome.
So I had really long hair then, obviously not like this. It was very, very long. And I was like, oh, I suppose I need to get a haircut. And so I just went to like basically the hairdressers in town, which is where my mum went and also where my nan went. So it was like, oh, we'll just go there. It's like quite nice. They've got a little beauty salon thing next to it. There's a palm tree. This is nice.
Did
Right?
they have the wall of plaits, which is basically pictures of your family's haircuts going down the different
No,
generations?
I
When you said
wish.
Wall of plaits. I thought you meant actual.
Oh,
that-
just like some hair.
What?
Hung up on the.
Like,
Yeah, it wasn't.
What
It's
hairdresser
not.
are you going to?
It's not photos. It's portraits.
Like the
All oil
customers that
painted.
paid have been scalped.
It's all oil
on the
painted.
wall.
Oh no!
So I went there, and I feel like in my memory, which isn't great, I think this is the only time I went there, or maybe I went there once, and then this thing happened the second time. potentially. So the guy in charge of the salon, who it was named after, whose name I won't say, was cutting my hair, and he started talking, like, you know how hairdressers start chatting to you about like their lives or like your life. He started to talk to me about these websites he'd been visiting, where it was talking about like how aliens are real.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm
was
glad-
like,
I'm glad
okay.
that was the direction this went in.
No, it gets worse.
Oh,
so I was like, oh, right, that's interesting. Like trying to keep as quiet as possible. Then he somehow managed to bring that round. Was it what?
Was the website called crop.com?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but potentially.
That's funny, Hannah, because crop circles, but also crop hair. Oh God!
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm entirely.
Now you've explained it. I think it's a brilliant joke.
Someone mute Monkey
Oh
Smile.
my God!
Oh, Mikey, I'm so sorry.
Molly, mute it.
Sometimes I'm just really sad. And you know what?
Molly, bring him a Bovril or something. He's fine. So then he somehow managed to bring that round to talking about Napoleon. And I was like, okay, I can deal with this. I've watched Sharp quite a lot. I actually know quite a bit about Napoleon, right? So
Napoleon. He had a mate from the north of England, didn't he?
Yeah.
That Napoleon. Yeah.
Sorry, are you thinking that Sharp fought with Napoleon?
Sorry,
No.
I've never seen Sharp, so I wouldn't know.
Well, here's the thing. So Napoleon is French and Sean Bean is English. So they're on opposing sides in the war. That's all you need to know, basically. And I was thinking in my head, how did we get here? As he's got a razor and he's trying to cut my split ends off, and I'm like, is this a thing that you're supposed to do? And I was like, there's a razor really close to my face. I'm going to just humor this strange man. Then he told me about how his wife, I think her name was Deborah, had left him, but she was still working in the salon because she was so good at doing blow drying that he couldn't let her leave. So he was stuck at home by himself all the time, and so he'd been spending a lot of time on the internet. And I was like, this is beginning to make sense now. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so Deborah got out while she could. Good for Deborah. And he's like, and he's saying to me like, oh, your hair's got so many split ends that like what you need to do is get a load of Epsom salts and put them on your hair so it forms like a crust and leave it there for ages and then wash it off, and the magnesium in the Epsom salts will make your hair stronger. And I was like, I'm all right, actually.
Oh, you'd have asked for his qualifications.
Yeah, and so I'm starting to worry, like, is this actually the man whose name's over the door, or is this just some guy that has come in and they've like not realized that this is just a dude? Anyway, then it gets weirder because we move on from Napoleon, and I'm like, well, you know, I don't think that his empire building was a great idea. I was like, I don't think that he had great ideas about, you know, empire building. I just think in general that's not a great idea. It's not a good thing. And that somehow moves us on to the Holocaust.
Oh, I can actually hear us being taken off Twitch. That's lovely.
Yeah. So he started to tell me about the fact that there was no Holocaust.
Oh yeah, that's us being taken off.
He said that it's a Zionist conspiracy.
Oh, good.
Good. He was like, there's like this ancient Jewish prophecy that 6 million Jews would die. So they invented the figure of 6 million to...
Just let me know. Just let me know if you'd like me to tap dance.
And I was like,
for the Twitch stream, this is satire.
This is satire. This is a verbatim retelling of a madman.
Don't cancel us.
No,
Just Hannah.
No, it's
You know this person's got a Twitter account. You fucking know it.
And so I was like, well, bearing in mind, I think I'm like 17 at this point. I was like, and he's got a razor blade. So I went, but I was like, well, the thing is, you can go to Auschwitz and see the row of tiny shoes. They're there. You can, it's real. It happened. And he was like, well, I guess some people might have died, but nowhere near as many as they said. And I was like, but,
God.
Is the end of this story that the next time you saw this hairdresser, he'd just been appointed as Prime Minister of the UK after ousting Theresa May?
Yeah, I mean, he could have been. Like, they held a lot of the same beliefs. So basically, I got out of there as quickly as I could. I was like, no, I don't want anything. I don't want my hair, like, finished. I'll just leave. And I went home and I was like...
with curlers in.
Yeah, I was like,
running down
it'll be fine, actually. And I was there to my mum. I was like, you can't go back there. Like, the guy is a Holocaust denier. And she was like,
incidentally,
what are you talking about? He's just like... insert name here from Colville. And I'm like, and I told her all the things he was saying, and she was like, oh, but he does such a lovely cut. That's such a shame. But to their credit, her and my nan never went back there after I told them that I would disown them if they did. And they were like, well, yeah, that is going a bit far. He's gone a bit weird since Deborah left. But yeah, so that was the weirdest haircut I've ever had. No, it's not Deborah's fault. No, he told me this. But he also, at the same time, told me this horrendous story I've just remembered about how Deborah had left. So he'd decided to be practical and get the floors waxed. They had like wooden floors, but he'd like accidentally worked himself into a corner with the wet, and so he couldn't get out. So it was just him and the cat, and then the cat ran into the wet, waxy floor and got stuck, and he had to try and pull the kitten off there. And I was like, why are you telling me this? I was like, Deborah, make this man go to therapy. Yeah, bearing in mind, I'm like obviously like a teenage girl. Like, why is he telling me all of this? I was like, and my mum said, I was like, what does he talk to you about when you have your haircut? And you're like, he just says like, oh, you're going on holiday, or like, you know, how are you? How's your mom?
The worrying
like, why is it
thing.
me? Why did he pick me?
The worrying thing here is he's looked at you and he's thought,
yeah, he's gone.
She wants a bit of anti-Semitism.
She wants to talk about Napoleon and like horrendous like racism and anti-Semitism.
You want to talk about Napoleon? So
I would talk about Napoleon, yeah, in the context of like sharp, and like
he was he wasn't the Roman.
You know,
not a nice man.
Hannah, you know, you asked earlier that you thought that maybe you'd told this story before and could any of us remember it. You haven't told. You
okay, good, yeah.
You definitely haven't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forget.
I didn't want to go like, have I told you about the Holocaust denier? Because I thought it would spoil it if I hadn't told you.
Oh yeah. You don't want to do spoilers, right, but I'm telling you, I think even if one of us had forgotten it, someone would have remembered the Holocaust denying hairdresser. Yeah. Someone would have come up in the chat and gone, is this the one who is this the one? Is it?
Decided to tell you about every conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he must have brought the Twin Towers into it at some point. It was like every I bet he is. Yeah. And I haven't ever dared look him up because I'm like, oh no, what if I should have reported him to some like list? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
is he a danger?
Prevent training now. You would definitely be.
But I was like a kid, and I was just like, what the fuck? And also like, why have you picked me as a person to talk to about these things?
Perhaps
like, how did we get here?
Next, Deborah.
Oh god. But I'm terrible at doing blow drying. I could never have done
That's something you want to advertise on the internet.
God,
just
if only
just like there's some hot and then I'm out the door.
If only Jonty was here to have clipped that.
Oh, Jonty. Yeah, so that was the weirdest haircut I've ever had, and he's gone out of business now, I think, because the hairdresser's closed down.
No.
So I'm assuming that hopefully other people also got their mums to boycott him until he stopped being an anti-Semite and a racist and like probably misogynist.
Or he moved to Florida.
Maybe he's now Florida man.
Yeah,
He's now the mayor.
Does this?
he's the mayor of Florida. He runs the hairdressing salon at Mar-a-Lago.
Do you know, like, Americans, like, this is a side note, but do you know, like, when you meet Americans, they're always like, where are you from? Is like their first question. It's always like, oh, hi, where are you from? I was at Stonehenge, right? Of course. And you go now, where the new visitor centre is, you go on a little, like, train thing to get to the stones. It's like a little, like, Land Rover pulling a cart thing. And I'm on the little train thing. And there's this American going, hey, where are you from? To everyone. And this guy's like, oh, I'm from Florida. And he's like, oh, cool. My, like, mum is from Florida or something. Like, where are they from? And they're like, oh, he's from Gatorville. I'm like, there's not a town called Gatorville, Florida. There is not. And they're like, oh, I know it. Yeah, my uncle lives out there. Gatorville, yeah. And I'm like, this is not happening right now on a tiny little trailer near Stonehenge. So I just thought that was a nice little side note. Gatorville, thanks.
I went to Stonehenge once, and let me tell you, that automated tour is the dullest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
I've never been.
I'd like to go.
Oh my God, look at it.
Should we go on a Stonehenge trip?
Yes.
Yeah, can we? Can we actually do that?
Can I just say, if you're doing Stonehenge, because you can't get anywhere near Stonehenge now.
You can sort of get quite near, but not like.
But
you can't touch it.
A bit of a drive away, but it's drivable, is Avebury, which is far, far superior. It's a massive stone circle, so big there's a village in the middle of it, and you can walk up to the stones and climb on them and hug them and.
You're not meant to.
Why are you hugging stones, Dave? That's the question we need to ask.
When I was in Orkney, there's like quite a few standing stones.
The people stop by. The people stop by it and just chant, "You just a shit Nelson's column."
I will do from now on at every stone site I ever see.
Yeah.
Did you see the Scotland fans after the Scotland-England game?
Yeah.
They were in London.
Just a shit rabbit bird.
They were in London at this William Shakespeare statue singing, "You're just a shite Rabbi Burns."
Yeah. Oh my God. Brilliant. Amazing.
Hannah Platts and her anti-Semitic hairdresser.
Let's not Hannah, yay!
The telling of that story was top notch.
Thanks. The content is unpleasant. Yeah.
That was as exciting as Tiger King. Like, just when I thought it couldn't get weirder.
The
padlock.
The padlock episode showed up.
Yeah. So
us getting drunk watching that is still a highlight of lockdown.
Yeah.
I don't remember a large portion of that series.
I remember just screaming a lot.
Yeah. Just every so often.
Oh, I did.
Fucking basket!
That bitch!
I did that night sober, and it was still as a lot to drink.
The only thing I can remember now from Tiger King.
I'm so glad
is the
we're
padlocks.
friends.
Talk about it.
Oh, Mikey.
I don't remember seeing the last 3 episodes.
I remember us getting to a point where we were like, we've got to watch all of them now. Like, we weren't planning on watching the whole series. We were like, we've got to see this through. We need the crescendo to the end. So it was like episode 5, episode 6.
I don't remember. And then I remember getting up the next morning and seeing, like, the empty litre bottle of gin and the 2 empty bottles of wine and going, well, I'm surprised I'm awake.
Alive, awake, very similar.
On that note,
It was so good.
On that note, Steph, the 2 ways you've got fired this half term.
Not 2 ways I've got fired.
Oh, sorry, nearly got fired.
You could have.
Steph loved us.
And this is the 3rd way.
So go on, Mike. What were you going to say?
Can I just say, sorry, Steph. Like, Dave has definitely got somewhere to be tonight. He's rattling through these intros.
It's because he did actually have a poo, but he realised how long he was.
I mean,
so he's like,
broke it off. Hey.
I'm not being funny, but this is all I'm doing for the foreseeable, like, days. So can we stretch it out?
Make the most of it.
Can we stretch it out? Can we stretch out the joy, please?
It feels like a point where I can like run and have a loo break while you're talking and come back. Because unlike Dave, I didn't go before the podcast because we were filling time.
If anything, it's just poor organisation in it.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay.
I'll take my phone so I can holler from the chat.
How long is she going to be?
Is this where I... Guys, is this where I tap dance? It finally happened.
Do it. And then we'll just pretend it didn't happen. And Hannah will never know.
So, my feet are strapped in so I can't.
Molly!
Oh Christ! Molly.
Release the beast! Let him be free!
If Molly comes in now and unstraps him, I'm going to be fuming. Oh Christ! No.
The giggle of fear!
No, it wasn't. Because Molly's got this very specific way of walking where she'll you can hear her slippers come from a mile off before, like. So it's like I knew she was like she properly drags her feet. So I knew she was like. So it was a bit like, you know, the end of Misery where like he sees her again in the restaurant, like.
Yes, yeah, and then
not like
spoiler.
Yeah, but, like my sister's not evil. like that disclaimer.
Can someone clip that bit?
My sister's not evil.
Sister's not evil. Oh, she's
Swear to
not.
God, she's
I'm
not
so
evil.
tired.
I'm back.
Yeah,
You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, okay.
If anything, we vamped.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I'm
so-
ready.
Okay. I feel like I've done a lot of these stories. Which maybe says more about
I mean,
me
you
than
have,
anything
but
else.
we love them.
So I couldn't think of anything, and then when Dave texted this week and was like, if you haven't got a story, you need to engineer something between now and Tuesday. Well, yesterday it happened. So yesterday we had an incident, and then it sort of sparked like a trauma from a few weeks back, and I was like, we have something to talk about. So yesterday, obviously it's Monday, which means it's lateral flow testing day. So all the kids and stuff come in, and we all have to do the wand of death, and very nice. We do have them at home, but we have like a station at school now as well. So I went in, and I was a bit later than I normally am. So when I was doing mine, kids had started to come in as well. So I was there. Now I don't gag because I've developed the technique, and I have to turn my back to everyone because the guy who does the PCR normally tries his best to distract me and make me laugh, which is ever so funny until you breathe in and nearly swallow the stick.
Oh God!
So,
Yum 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 yum.
what a way to start a Monday morning. So I turn my back, and I've got a little mirror, and I do my thing, and it's all great. Well, like, as this kid came in, I got distracted. Like, I don't know whether like I flicked a tonsil or what, but I probably went like properly badly. To which this kid, deadpan, looked at me and went, "You've got no game," and then just carried on talking to
That is quite weird.
What?
Oh my God!
That is.
I had an out of body experience.
I floated gently to the ceiling and perceived myself from above.
And Loftus from the spirit world addressed the situation.
Yeah.
I went, Steph, we've got a problem. This needs to be dealt with. So, obviously, at 31, being called out on my sexual prowess by an 11-year-old boy is not how I imagine spending my Monday morning.
An 11-year-old. Oh my god.
So you can tell what he's been doing at the weekend. Check his cookies. So I was like, obviously, the guy stood next to me doing the PCR test has crumples. So I'm on my own in this situation. And part of me, my instinctive reaction was like, excuse me, and then thought, no, you can't defend yourself.
It's like a catch-22. Like,
I can't defend myself because that's a safeguarding concern. I can't let it go because that's a rumour.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Because we've got to stamp that, extinguish that flame.
Right.
At source.
Nip it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
I don't need that rumour going round. Like,
Please tell me you just went still better than your mum.
no, because that's
a safeguarding concern.
So I went, I don't think that's appropriate, do you? And he looked at me and just went, okay then. And then proceeded to look at the other guy who's still on the floor, absolutely in tears, crying with laughter. I went,
oh my god.
I can't do anything, I'm just going to have to let it lie. And just walked into school. So, yeah.
Oh my god.
So, apparently, I have no game. According to year 7.
Small child.
Oh
my god.
What an impressive
When
thing.
What?
When I was 11, I was still querying chainmail texts.
Well, there you go. You know, my only hope is to assume he was talking about Monopoly, in which case he's very wrong.
Yeah.
What's your Monopoly strategy?
My Monopoly strategy is to buy up all of brown, all of light blue.
Yeah.
Because they are the cheapest. Once you put hotels on, you're bringing in a decent amount of money. You then work your way around to buy Pall Mall and the pinks. And you just work your way around the board. I'm not interested in Park Lane and Mayfair.
No, I'm not a fan of that. I'm a big fan. I'm doing what like getting the cheap ones and then buying one of everything.
Oh,
so
yeah,
no one can...
I will buy like just random ones. If people look like they're getting close and I land on it, I'm like,
yeah, I'm a big fan of buying like getting the like electricity and water and that lot, and then buying one so no one can build anything. And you're like, this game's going to take 72 days, but I'm going to slowly win.
I am going to win by forfeit.
What's your Monopoly piece of choice, though?
Go on, sorry, Mikey.
Go on.
I really, really love you all. I love the bounce for you. I would step across hot coals for all of you. But at this precise moment, I genuinely could not give a shit. Monopoly.
I'm a big fan of an honest man.
I love Monopoly. And I have to win, otherwise there is a terrible earthquake in London, and then everyone's a loser.
Oh no!
Is this why you're single, Steph?
Oh, then no. There's many more reasons. Which leads me on to my next story.
Oh shit!
Maybe why I am. So, cut to it's lunchtime. Just a generic lunchtime on a summery day, and yeah. So it's never that peaceful.
I had a different thing going on in my head, and it was the voiceover from Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I love it. So I am. I don't eat at school. It's my thing. I don't have time, but I like to sit with the kids and have like a bit of a chat.
Nice.
Because it's a nice time to build relationships.
Like, Mrs. Pastoral Manager.
No, I'm not pastoral.
I've just read Molly's comment in the chat.
Yes.
Mikey, you wouldn't step over hot coals.
I mean, like, like, you consider I just get over gravel. Like, she's.
I feel
Perhaps
like
there was some kind of accessible ramp over the coal.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been in the room all together for too long, and Molly's gone. This is my fucking turn.
Yeah, I'm going to rip the shit out of Mikey for a whole 2 hours to this season.
And there's
You're
nothing
forcing
you can do
me-
because I've strapped his legs in.
You're forcing me to stay in the kitchen. I'll have ya.
I'm setting the microphone.
The thing is,
microwave off.
the thing is, the people of Track and Trace lost me dad's PCR, so this might not even be day one.
Oh god. Oh god.
We're currently at day alpha.
Oh no.
Stargate Love.
Day -1.
Day -1.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Right. Oh yeah.
So the podcast.
Podcast. We're doing a podcast. I remember.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful summer's day. I'm sat.
Beautiful
there's...
day.
Okay. Me
beautiful
and
day.
myself and the deputy head are sat at a table with about 3
Nice.
children. And it's sort of.
I like the
sort of-
stakes of this already. This is
Okay. It's sort of fallen into that comfortable silence where everyone's just enjoying their snap, like absolutely loving life. Let's get it down, us lads, because FIFA's waiting.
I'm really glad that other people say snap. I thought it was just like a
Or
weird
scram.
local thing.
Yeah.
So he, there's me, deputy head, 3 kids, and one of the boys goes, "How's your STD, miss?" I'll let it sink in.
Is that what you said?
And
Oh shit.
the whole table goes quiet and looks straight at me. No one more concerned than the deputy.
The
head,
deputy head, yeah.
who is going, like, what? And I went, excuse me. And he was like, your STD, how's your STD? And I went, I don't think I know what you're talking about. And he was like, miss, you were talking about your STD in English yesterday. I went,
At this point, the deputy head's filling in a safeguarding form.
yeah, the deputy head is looking at me, and I'm looking at her, shaking my head wildly, going, I wasn't. I said, like, kid, what are you on about? He was like, miss, your STD. You were talking about your STD. And I was going, you need to shut up. Because you are drawing a crowd. Like,
Other people are crowding around.
I'm sorry, I heard the word STD.
Repeatedly said over and over again.
And the more I'm telling him to shut up, the more he's absolutely buckling down, going, no, I am right. And I was going, right. He was like, miss, we were saying English yesterday and you were talking about it and you said that you got STD. And I was like, no, I didn't. Stop talking. And he was like, miss, I'm telling you, I swear, you just said you got STD. And I was like, right, okay. I now need to handle this situation because just saying no, shut up is not working.
Yeah.
And I can already sense the deputy head texting under the table going, just get her things and throw them on the carpet.
Yeah.
We're not going to give her a chance to pack. We'll do it for her. So I went,
Oh god.
right, okay. Can you just go through the conversation that you think we've had so we can work out where this has come from? And
Yeah.
by this, I will say I was very impressed at how calmly I dealt with the situation.
Yeah.
Until about the last 10 seconds of it.
Yeah, I'd have just
Yeah.
been like, shut up.
You went, right, okay. In English. I was like, okay, I'll admit to that. You were in my lesson yesterday. Where did it go from there?
Step 1, yeah.
He went, we were talking. And you said that my collar was a mess. And I went, yeah. And you fixed my collar. And I went, yeah. And then you said that you had STD. I went, that's OCD, you stupid. To
They're
which
very similar.
he went, oh yeah. Well, what's an STD is a sexually transmitted disease, you crazy. without a beat, he just carried on eating his sandwich and went, "Oh well, I hope you ain't got one of them." And I went, "No. Welcome back. We haven't finished the part that you say you were wrong." So, by this point, the other two kids on the table have started moving to other tables. He's got an STD. Tell everyone. Up until this child left, every day he came into school, would flick his collar up and then go, "Miss, your STD." It's OCD! So yeah.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
That was just brilliant.
Thankfully, the deputy head was completely cool about it, but it was mentioned in briefing to.
It was mentioned
because I have an STD. So make sure your collars are clean, guys. Otherwise, it flares up my STD.
Oh my god.
So I've got another tangent. When you said you're in lunch, what I always remember about lunch, particularly at primary school, is that remember when those people that would like come in to do like the Roman reenactments with Year 5 would like eat. Would like.
What school did you go to?
Yeah, I was going to say.
They do like a day thing where they're coming in togas and sort of acting character, and then like in the morning you might build like a longboat out of like some cocktail sticks, and then in the afternoon you like reenact a Roman feast, and then some of you would have grapes and then.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time.
Young me really thought was the best thing.
I like how you said you had a Roman feast and had grapes.
Yeah, well,
the pinnacle of every Roman feast.
But then, like these people that would like run the day, like these actors, would like have with the kids, but still like in character.
But
still in character. So like, yeah, and so what would happen is like they'd like eat their lunch, and then like one of them would like pick up an orange and be like, "What is this strange fruit? Like we don't have these. We don't have these in Rome.
No.
What you say this is the door hinge?" And the kids would be like, "No, it's an orange." And yeah, it just reminded me of that. Molly will remember it.
That sounds like the worst time ever.
The pinnacle of theatre in education.
I went to RADA for 4 years. This is my career
as a
now.
struggling actor, let me say that hits me right in the heart.
Molly,
like a gladiator.
Molly, please say you remember those people.
I have so a couple of years ago, I did a workshop in a school down in Devon. We did like a workshop about like Shakespeare and stuff, and then we did our production of Twelfth Night with just the three of us. So we went and had our lunch with the kids in the like thing, whatever you call it. But it was like quite a posh school. But we didn't interact with the children while we were there. They would just like come and eat some free food, and we were like, "Yes, we will." And it was quite nice, nicer than I remember like normal school food being. But we didn't have to interact with the children while we ate, thank God, because I feel like lunchtime is a time for rest.
Like Sunday for Christians.
Yeah, it's like yeah. I feel like,
but also,
there's a very different level of conversation between like interacting with secondary kids and interacting with primary kids.
Yeah.
Because like when like I've done both, and I'll be honest, I have influenced both greatly with terrible conversation starters. I had we talk about the latest YouTube video with like my year at 7s, 8s and 9s with my primary. I didn't accidentally, I thought it'd be funny to tell them. I told a lad who was obsessed with oranges that the white stuff around the orange is called the pith, and in an attempt to get him to stop swearing.
God.
And so every time he had an orange from that day forward, he would look me dead in the face while peeling the white stuff and go, miss, I'm taking the pith. And then just continue to do it really slowly. And I was like, I have created a monster.
You did create that one.
And I'm not
I hope you were
sorry.
proud of
That is
yourself.
100%
well
on
done.
you.
And that child is here tonight!
Oh no, I cry. I love that child. Like, if he did it, like if I saw him like today and he did it, I would know that my job is done. Like he can't
That's
remember
it.
any English or maths, but that guy knows it's called.
He can pun with the best of them.
Yes.
And that's half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Steph Loftus, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
You'll all be present at the teacher.
I'm glad we went off on that tangent.
It was a nice tangent, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
go on then,
You could
Adam.
also say,
I wish the
you could
Romans
also
had
say,
been
you could also say, it's a tangerine.
We could, but we won't.
I'm announcing my resignation. Goodbye.
We're starting a separate podcast. Where Mikey
It's just me. It's me sighing heavily for 45 minutes.
On that note,
Whilst I cry with my mic on mute.
on that note, sign for 45 minutes, Adam. The longest coach journey ever.
Oh, I fucking wish it was 45 minutes. Right, coaches, on the whole, a good thing. That is agreed. Science
I
fact,
think
right there
so.
in your face. You
Oh,
don't
I'm
think
not a
so?
fan.
done.
I'm not
You
a
don't-
fan.
You don't think, on the whole, coaches have been a positive for humanity? We're not having this discussion because
Yeah, okay, let's not get
Look,
into it.
I did the
colours.
Mega Buzz a few weeks back as a story, and I think the Mega Buzz is awesome.
They've got me on a fair few school trips.
I'm a big fan of the Mega Bus, but you can be the fan of the Mega Buzz. That's okay.
Getting a buzz up.
Yep, that's fine. You can do what you want to do.
Us.
Bus. Bus.
Anybody? No.
Bus. So I am a fun little teen because, of course, I was. Look at this face. 14, 15 on holiday in Turkey. Lovely, great time. It's really fucking warm this year. At one point, the temperature hits 50.2 while we're there.
No,
That-
absolutely not.
I will let
Burst into flame.
I'll let you know that
I
that
would
day.
die.
That day was great because I would do this.
I'm already
Ah,
crisping.
I'm going to go into the pool. I'm going to get out the pool. I am now dry. I'm going to get in the pool, out the pool, and repeat until I either got bored or drunk. I forgot which one it was.
You were just like gently poaching yourself.
I was just like, I've never seen a swimming pool lose water before.
Oh shit.
Like this pool was just like you could watch it just go bye. I'm bye. Oh, the water's like I'm off on holiday. Yay!
Clouds.
So it was a hot old holiday.
Live
Honestly,
science.
I can't even picture being that hot. Like,
Oh,
if
it's-
it gets to like 25, I'm like, I'm dying.
Yeah, there's a nice, lovely breeze, but it's
Yeah.
like, but I can do an impression of how hot it is.
Please
Go on.
do.
Why?
That is hot.
That is pretty hot. There you go, even hotter.
Pretty hot, yeah.
I would just crisp up like a
a crisp-
pancake,
oh.
like a crispy pancake,
crispy crepe.
like a little
So,
crisp.
This puts the time I caught Prickly from the Louvre glass roof in Paris into perspective big time. It really does.
If you ever say to us that you haven't got a story again,
Honestly.
and you haven't done prickly heat from the glass ceiling in the Louvre,
That's the most British
someone
I've
please,
ever heard.
someone
I went
please,
to the Louvre.
clip that.
Orange are alright,
I
but
was
I've
in the
got
Louvre.
Louvre.
Did you enjoy your trip to the Louvre, one of the most greatest palaces in all of Paris, with its most extensive art collections in the world? Oh, it was pretty nice, but I got a pretty quickly hit from the pyramids.
I'm crying.
For the rest
This
of the
just puts that
holiday,
in
I had to
perspective.
borrow
Fucking hell.
for the rest of the holiday. I had to borrow my cousin's coconut. I had to borrow my cousin's coconut butter. She'd overdone it, so
Cocoa
the
butter.
back of my left hand smell.
I can't feel my limbs.
fruit for the next week.
Oh,
God! Basically, you shouldn't queue too long in the sun under a glass roof, because then it becomes like the
Very
Bug's Life
warm.
when they all. Yeah.
So it was hot.
It was very warm.
It was a
Did you get
warm
58
year.
from the ceiling?
Do you know what? I didn't because I took precautions and was in a pool. But so Turkey is, if you don't know the history of Turkey, a lot of Roman shit still there because they left it there when they died off or whatever. History. Coming at you with my big history bullet.
They were basically litterers, weren't they?
Yeah, they
It's
were
like
also.
when you leave your hoodie at an X's and then eventually you go, oh, I'll just buy a new one.
Yeah, or the Romans was really bad at finishing projects.
Yeah.
Because you never find it intact one, do you? No.
Like,
Let's
everything
face it, they'd
the
stretch
Romans
themselves
had
very
ADHD.
thin.
Like,
Yeah.
Does
They
that
finished.
Does that
nothing.
mean? Does that mean my Word documents are as valuable as the Romans?
Yes, 100%. That's what it means.
No, see, but right, okay.
Boom, boom, boom. Did you forget the tune halfway through?
Look, his symbol had fallen over. He only had the drums available. He did what he could. Leave him alone.
I swear to God, I did the tish, but you're all laughing.
Someone click that. I did
I'm
the
sorry that we
tish,
drowned
you're
out your
laughing.
tish.
Oh God.
Anyway, so it was hot.
Guys, just stop laughing at my tish, please.
Oh,
So it was very hot.
oh, no, hang on. I need to clip the badum to tish.
I don't know what's funny, you prickly heat or ba-dum bum bum.
Oh God.
That's on the merch.
Do you know what's great?
Is this where
Despite
everything
how
was
much
great?
I've laughed,
It's on the
despite how much I've laughed, I've not got a hiccups yet. This is
Just
You've
gonna
jinxed
be-
it now.
It's gonna be a t-shirt with just one solitary drum on it.
With a sad face on it. Like the symbol on its side with a sad face on it. Just like,
It's just like ba-dum bum 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 bum, and then right in the corner, like here, it'll have the tiniest tish you've ever seen.
so it was very
let's
hot.
not compare the size of tissues very much.
Every tish is special. It's just how you use it.
Every
God.
dish is big.
Wait.
So yeah, it was fairly warm.
Oh.
It was too hot.
It was too hot for this year. Anyway, so my dad, Turkey, full of lots of Roman stuff. My dad is a big Roman history fan because he's a fucking nerd. Not hold that against him. It's admirable.
Has he ever been to a local primary school and shouted at an
No,
orange?
he's no. Yes, but it was unrelated.
Oh yeah.
But he wasn't being paid to do it.
It was just he'd been overworked and
Yeah.
overworked and hadn't had a lot of vitamin C. He's like, I need an orange! Yeah! And then some kid tried to do a piss joke and he punched him in the face.
And now he's a parish councillor.
Yeah, and he's a governor now. That's how it works. Yeah. It's my local primary school has the Harvey Unwin Award, which is given out to kids who did stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because he's been a governor for so long.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He didn't go to the school, so I don't know
Does
why.
he get to choose? Does he get to choose who gets it?
I hope he chooses. I think, yeah, but I've always said that he should give it to himself every single year.
Just
Because
go in and accept
it has
the
my
trophy
name on it.
again,
It saves on the carving. See, love
Yeah.
it.
Now,
It saves on engraving. Toodaloo.
is there anyone else
and then-
in the school involved
I mean-
in this award, or is it
I
your
mean,
dad just going into a school and going, "Here's the Harvey Unwin Award"?
And they're like, oh god, call security.
Can I just say, I'm really disappointed if this award does not go to the child who's just made one mistake. Because
Made a mistake.
remember the story?
Yeah, that's a callback for some months ago.
Because
Because I can barely remember my own name. Anyway, it's warm.
It's warm.
It's
So,
warm.
I'm gonna
Daddy's there.
I'm gonna hurry the fuck to this now. It's been 15 minutes and so
No,
far
I'm
we've established that
enjoying
Turkey is warm and
Turkey
big
is
and full of
warm.
rum.
And there's some Roman
So,
stuff, and
we're
your dad
on-
likes Roman stuff.
Yeah, so we're on holiday in Turkey, and and locally to where we go is the ruins of a Roman city called Kaunos, which is beautiful and stunning, but it's quite wee, and it's not one of the seven wonders of the world, ancient world. Other side of Turkey is Ephesus, which is huge, fucking beautiful, and it is one of the seven ancient wonders of the world. I had a big old stuff there, lovely. And so like Dad's like, right, it's this year. Because I'm playing a dad, I have to have a pipe. My dad doesn't smoke a pipe, but it's the law. It is, yeah. Because he's also
That's not his voice either.
in
but
this
yeah.
in this production. He's played by a bad Winston Churchill impersonator.
Okay, yeah.
This week, why don't we go visit Ephesus? Great fun. It's not. I didn't specify a bad Winston Churchill impersonator. I think I've done a very good job. So we're like, right, yeah, it sounds quite nice. It's a couple days. I coach over there. We'll spend a day chilling about in Ephesus, and then there's other stuff on the way back. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Fun. It coach. We've established Hannah thinks is shit. I, for this journey, would have hoped they'd have got one with great aircon. They did for the journey there. It was so long and boring because Turkey is a beautiful country. However, it's like every country when you drive from city to city because it's just a motorway, and then billboards. The cities themselves are just cities. We saw a McDonald's, and that ruined the holiday straight away. There's no better way than ruining a lovely Mediterranean holiday and going, oh, a drive-through, yay! I can get a fillet of fish. If I wanted fish, I would buy one from the seaside. It's where they live.
Can I just say, when I was in Vienna, we went to McDonald's in Vienna, and they had a thing on for breakfast called a Big Morning, and it was the best McDonald's burger I've ever had.
A big morning.
Big morning.
When I went to Germany,
I'm going to Google it. Keep talking, Adam.
When I went to Germany, they had curry sauce in their mozzarella dips, like inside it.
Molly, Google Big Morning.
Richard.
Carry on, Adam.
Oh, it looks great.
So yeah, we still like it's a 2.5, maybe like 2 day constant, like getting up at 6 a.m. coach journey there. My mum and dad during this time have read the Da Vinci Code.
Oh God.
Yeah.
My mum brought it as a book to kill on the plane. She read it in the first day. My dad read it and gave up on the second day because he has taste.
Yeah, it's awful.
We got to Ephesus.
Yes,
Ephesus is lovely. If you can go to Ephesus, fucking go to Ephesus. Beautiful, amazing, beautifully preserved Roman ruin. Huge city. It's like fucking... You think Roxeter's good? Fuck off. Ephesus is the size of the shitting moon. It's massive. Like, huge fuck off amphitheatre. It's carved into the size of a mountain. There's still dicks carved into the floor, which pointed towards brothels, which is I think that's amazing. That's great ergonomics for a city. Every city needs that. Dicks carved into the ground so you know where the nearest brothel is.
I love the fact that Adam's there talking about the beauty of this ancient Roman city, and all I saw was Hannah and Steph on their phone going,
looking at
this beautiful McDonald's burger.
Like, oh my God, it's got
like
pancakes with it.
What I went, ooh, as Adam mentioned the dicks carved into the floor, and that wasn't what I was owing at. I was owing the food.
Is this it?
No, that's not.
Yes.
What the fuck? That's a huge fucking bastard of an egg in the middle of that.
It's like a giant egg in the middle.
It's an ostrich egg.
It's like, Vienna's just.
So
full
that's
of
sausage, bacon, proper bacon, egg, lettuce, tomato. It was fucking outrageously good. Like, if I was to compare it to anything, it would be to that ancient Roman city in Turkey, which I'm not going to try and pronounce.
They're very similar. Does that sandwich have dicks carved into it so you can point to the nearest brothel as well?
Yeah,
It does, yeah.
but
yeah.
only
For
if
the
you have it in
stream,
Austria.
I've had
not
to
in other
Google. I've had to Google big morning McDonald's breakfast myself.
Oh,
Can't get
Happened
this.
to Richard.
Richard's
I think we might have lost a viewer.
Yeah, they're not in the chat. They're not. I'm looking at the
I do,
users here.
however,
Beamsy's here, but not
I
Mom.
do, however,
hi,
want
Beamsy.
to McDonald's.
Oh, hi, Beamsy.
So all I'm hearing is that
Hello,
we
Matt
should be
Beams.
sponsored because clearly this works. Yes. So the main thing, as you can tell, the main thing I took away from Ephesus was the fact that they had dicks carved into the ground to point to drop brothels.
You have mentioned that, yeah?
Because it's fucking hilarious. It's genuinely like my dad's going like my dad is being a lovely man, but he's correcting the tour guide. He's correcting the tour guide. Like, actually, that's the wrong.
Our dads
that's,
can
that's-
never meet because that would be like crossing
Yeah.
the streams.
and we'd all
The
explode.
world would like explode.
So like dates are being dropped, and my dad's like, "That's the right date, but that's the right date. That's the wrong emperor." And, calamity. And whilst this is going on, I'm going, "What? Where did these dicks go?"
Just
so-
following the dick.
Just following the dicks.
It's a message for life,
It's,
you know.
Is it?
No,
Is it?
carry on.
Is it? Okay.
We want you to go all the way around.
I'm waiting for you to overbalance.
I created a monster.
I'm gonna let you know my neck.
Can someone clip that, please?
Well, I'm not clipping that. So
Another update for the internet. Press a second again. Sorry. So I messaged Molly on the WhatsApp saying McDonald's tomorrow ? She was like, "Yeah, but there's KFC in here. There's KFC in here now. If you want." So what
in the next room.
what is KFC without me?
Oh!
You know what?
I don't really know what to do.
We threatened to throw around that bad sister comment earlier on.
I think we should.
Bad.
I hope they save you a bit. Are they going to save you a bit?
not bad, just disappointing.
Ooh,
Let me,
we're not
I've not
angry.
even opened the full message yet.
Just devastated at the betrayal.
I would be, and I am.
There's KFC in here if you want it. Like, I wouldn't be as offended. But this has been a fixture in my life for the. I know what I
Every year now.
do in between the hours of 7 and really 9:45 on a Tuesday, and I've gone on.
So
So it was hot.
It was very hot.
There were some Romans.
So yeah, my dad is doing this. He's correcting people and having a whale of a time.
Yeah.
And,
Following the yellow dick road, yeah.
and I'm following the
Giving
other
a
road.
short, informative lecture.
Very good, Steph. Steph, I appreciated it, Steph.
I said it earlier on, but no one laughed, so I thought I'd slip it in again.
I didn't hear it first.
Yeah, so second, an opposite of Ephesus is something called Pamukkale, which is on all the photos looks like a fucking mountainside. It's got streams going through it, and the streams are really, really calcified, so that there's like white calcium deposits all down it, like the stream, and there's like channels. It looks like it's covered in snow always. And you're like, oh, that looks like it'd be quite nice to visit as well. You get there, it's like the size of maybe this room, and you realise all the photos have been taken from really good angles. You're like, oh, okay, well, we saw Ephesus. That was lovely. That was a lovely day. So that's fine. We'll go back to the hotel now, and then the coach goes in the morning. Lovely. Where we were staying at the city nearby is it's just like a hot black pool. It's terrible. It's the fucking worst.
Does it have a Harry Ramsden's chip shop on the front?
Yeah.
No, it had worse than that. It had no soul.
But they
No,
did have
that-
plates. Hey! Hey-o!
oh, like the fish.
It's funnier when you explain it, Mike. Yeah.
Happens every time. Every time Mike explains a joke, it's funny. And I seem to recall that was the hotel.
I'm sending sarcasm. Maybe
No,
it doesn't
none.
get funnier.
No,
Oh
don't
my God,
explain.
Patrick.
Don't explain it again because you'll make it funny again, and that's not how. This hotel was terrible. It was the absolute peak of all-inclusive hotels. So what we did was stole everything from the room to entertain ourselves. But what we didn't steal. Well, we stole the things you expect to steal, like the sewing kit, because you would.
Yeah, you take the sewing kit.
And the batteries from the TV remote and all the light bulbs.
Yeah. Oh no.
That seems pointless.
We did that. No, what we did was we wanted to try and cause as much problems as possible. The light bulbs we didn't take, we just unscrewed and left in, so that when you turn them on, you could. So they look in and go, "What? But there's a bulb in it. It's not." Unplug the TV and put the cables in the wrong ones. That was also fun. This is just us entertaining ourselves in this soulless hell pit of a massive hotel. And my brother wanted to see if they ever change the bed, so he just flipped the mattress over with the sheet on it still, because he's a big strong lad and I couldn't do it. I was weenie. So yeah, we start to head back. By this time, my brother's also read the Da Vinci Code, and I found The Tale of a Lizard. It's been a fun day.
Eventful.
The aircon now stops working.
Is The Tale of a Lizard also a book?
I wish it was.
Pig in the City, but with.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
like
the
that.
prequel to
Right.
Bay Pig in the City. Yeah,
Like a tale of two cities, but it's one.
Oh,
It's
the
half
tale
a
of-
lizard.
The Tale of Two
Tale of
Lizards.
half a
One
lizard.
It's half a lizard.
Guys, I mean, I hate to be so obvious here, but are we really funny? Has this idea got legs?
I
It's only taken 18 months.
don't know.
So yes, at this point the aircon turns off, and I'd like to reiterate something I've already done. It's
We
quite
better
warm.
do something before Jimmy Carr decides to nick it.
Just to interject, Adam, Lloydie says you don't steal the sewing kit. The sewing kit belongs to you.
I bought the room. I
Yeah.
buy the sewing kit.
Ownership, possession is 9/10 of the law.
Yeah,
so,
and I
yeah.
possessed it, therefore I'm the law.
Yeah.
That's why I'm Judge Dredd.
You're Judge Dredd.
I'm Judge Dredd now.
And then that's why. Yeah. Anyway. carry
So,
on.
for the last day of this journey, the aircon doesn't work, and the mercury is creeping up and up towards 45. I've tried everything I can to entertain myself legally in a bus, because I know what Dave was going to say. I know what he's thinking. You saw his little face. I've dropped the lizard tail under the chair of the couple in front of me, so I can start.
You're
a
just
conversation
holding
with
it
them.
in your hand.
No, it was in my bag. And then I was like, because it was a dried lizard tail. I was like, that's quite cool. I'm taking that home. That's fun. I'm a child. What am I going to do? I dropped it beneath the chair of the couple in front of me to instigate a conversation. They've gone, oh, here it is. And they want
Adam,
paintball.
I actually think that is one of the saddest sentences I've ever
Right?
heard. You purposefully dropped something under a stranger's chair to try and make anyone talk to you.
No, as in, yeah, just because
Where
it was.
were your family?
Oh god,
they
I
were-
think
they
I
were
might
sat-
actually cry at that.
were
That
sat
is,
behind.
that is
So your
devastating.
family were
Maybe
within
these
talking
people
distance.
will
Yeah,
speak to
yeah,
you.
I'm on holiday. I chat to them all the time.
Using
This is
the
my
lizard
holiday
tail
too,
as a-
Steph. It's my holiday too.
His family were at the back of the bus going, he's still got that fucking tail.
I mean, hang on, my brother had a bag full of light bulbs he'd stolen from a hotel. I was not the weird one.
Worse. That is worse.
Yeah, but what's happening?
Was he taking the light bulbs and brandishing them at strangers to try and get them to speak to him?
That's why the couple didn't talk to Adam. They were fucking fed up of this game.
They were like, we've just had to talk about these 17 light bulbs
Yes,
the other kid
is that
got
one
in his
40 watt?
rucksack.
Oh, lovely, that's 40 watt. Is that one 100 watt? Oh, that's very nice. I'm glad it's 100 watt. Have you got any that are?
Have you got any eco-saving bulbs, or are they
I
all...
do have eco-saving. Look at the little filament go up and down. Lovely.
Has anyone got a
Is that your
sewing
brother's
kit?
voice?
No, I had.
Did you go up and down the bus going, has anyone had a button come off? Because I
So-
can help.
In,
I've got this
in
thread.
this stuffy bus, everyone on the bus is now too hot and tired and sick of just being on a bus. Not because of me, just in general.
I don't know. I think
the
you had
guy-
something to do with it.
The guy at the front who was running the trip goes, "Oh, would anyone like to go to the Carpet Museum?" Turkish carpets, quite a big export, very fancy. And the whole bus at once went, no. A flat, aggressive no.
You could say that's quite the carpet burn.
Oh, you're right. You could. We're not though.
Molly.
He's got trouble, Molly.
Molly, bring him some chicken, Molly. Just a couple of bits.
So, right, yeah, but he's gone mad with hunger.
He's delirious, Molly.
His little face.
Bring him some chips.
His little happy face.
I'm just so pleased I've got interaction.
And yeah, so yeah,
How long have you been on the bus at this point?
We're now towards the end of day 3. So the guy just goes, okay.
How long is the
sits back
journey,
down.
kind of thing?
So it's 2 days there, 2 days back. We're near the end.
Days, 2 days. It takes 2 days to get there.
2 days there, 2 days back.
Right.
On the beginning of the 4th day, I finally went insane and I buckled, and I willingly.
Finally, after you've already been throwing bits of lizard at people.
I turned around.
The bar is quite fucking low at this point.
I know, but it says my level of desperation that this was the last choice I had. The last choice I had was I turned around to my mum and said, "Mum, can I have the Da Vinci Code to read?"
Oh my god!
And I read it, and I went back to playing with the lizard's tail because it was more interesting and less weird.
Yeah.
It was just. I think that when we got back to the villa we were staying at, and it was lovely cold pool with water still in it, lovely. My brother burned the book. We'd all read it.
He just left it outside and it spontaneously combusted.
He just waited because it is, and I'm happy to end my story on this. It is just a pile of shit.
It's just a great work of fiction.
No,
because not because it's well written, because people get so mad about it. So I like to tell religious people that it's one of my favourite books.
Yeah. I start saying to them spoken like a true member of the Priory of Sion.
Yeah.
Saying things like that.
I like the element of when you're around religious people, and I know I'm going to be around religious people, I purposefully put this book in my handbag. Because that's the sort of monster I am. Sometimes
I like that.
I'll take the other 2 I have of Dan Brown because I don't care.
Angels and Demons, actually a good book. The Da Vinci Code is a piece of shit. But yes, so that's my story of the worst coaches ever.
In the Da Vinci Code, the film,
yes,
doesn't Tom Hanks end up scaling the roof of the Louvre?
No. He also
to the Louvre.
doesn't get prickly heat, Mike, so you're one step ahead of him.
But
Tom Hanks had a thought, he went at night.
See, I was
when the evil sun couldn't get him.
The train from the station didn't go that late.
This is the worst thing ever.
The train from the station didn't go that late. It's reminded me of another story actually from Future Podcast.
Oh God!
The same day. Oh my God! Let me write that down. Oh, Molly, you'll love this next episode. Let me tell you. Oh God.
This is outing me as even more of a nerd than I already have done. But so I have a complicated relationship with the Da Vinci Code because I grew up really interested in the Knights Templar because I used to play the game. Because I used to play the game Broken Sword.
Yeah.
Which is still my favorite game.
Of course you did.
And in that, you it's are you gonna find the Holy Grail or whatever, blah blah blah, and it's got lots of information in it about the Knights Templar and blah blah blah. So I was really interested in it as a teenager, and so I read the book that Dan Brown read as research to write the Da Vinci Code before I read the Da Vinci Code, and was like, oh, this is really interesting. There's lots of mystery and intrigue and stuff. And then I read the Da Vinci Code, and I was like, yeah, but that's just rehashing this book. And then there was this big scandal where the people who wrote that book said that Dan Brown had plagiarized them, and they were going to sue him. And then it all just kind of went away because Dan Brown was really rich and could just pay them some money. But now people who are into the Knights Templar, that's been like appropriated by like white supremacy people.
And yet we come back to racism.
Yeah.
With your story.
I don't feel like I can be like, oh, it's actually really interesting, some of the stuff that happened, because like, actually, when you look into it, like some of the actual things that happened were incredibly awful. And also now awful people like to talk about them. So it's like, oh, so now I can't be interested in the thing I was really interested in because I don't want to be associated with people who are terrible.
And yet you dyed your hair blue. Conservative.
But also
True.
But also, like, the nightmare of all conservative people, it's like a person with blue hair.
I don't know, because I think your white supremacist hairdresser would have probably been quite good at a little blue rinse.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway, so don't
Adam Unwin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
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 Like, hang on.
Oh God, Mikey's on fire
In his
tonight.
water bottle.
Yeah.
Mike's drinking. Richard.
Mikey's got something. He's got like a double vodka and Red Bull in that. I'm telling you.
Did I hear Mike right then? He just went, I'm just overtired.
Oh.
Oh,
It's been a stressful time.
Like, when did you get too old for you to like have a tantrum as like a human being?
Never!
And you sit behind you going, they just need a nap.
I still have tantrums now.
I feel 31 is not old enough.
No, I definitely
Explain
still
away
have
a lot of
tantrums.
my
Can I just-
behaviour.
Can I just? I don't know whether it's the internet, but all of you in my ears have gone like you're talking through a load of fans.
It's the
Oh,
best.
You sort
God.
of sound a bit like Davros.
Stop taking it.
You sort of sound a bit like Davros, which is bringing it back to my spirit animal, the Daleks. Because of the wheelchair, guys. Come on,
Because you just love to exterminate.
honestly.
And we're back to white supremacy. Lovely.
I nearly made a comment about how the Daleks can go upstairs now. So
They could go upstairs in 1989.
Yeah, that's.
1988 even, sorry.
Right,
Why have you-
we have got one story left, but we have been going
Shit,
quite a
okay.
while. So I'll do my story. I once went to the bingo. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hey!
did you sit in the wizard's circle?
No.
Oh.
Okay, so here's what
That's a
happened.
euphemism, isn't it?
Here's what
Yeah.
happened. Me and a mate of mine were trying to write a sitcom. It was at that time when I was young and foolish, and you believed the hype on the BBC website when they said they'll actually read anything that you send them. So yeah, it never gonna happen. So we were writing this sitcom. We come up with a few ideas, and the one idea we settled on was to set it in a bingo hall.
Nice.
Oh my God.
And this was because my mate, who wanted to be an actor and lived in Wolverhampton, did the sensible thing that you do if you want to be an actor and live in Wolverhampton, move to London
Left. Yep.
and then get a job in a bingo hall because you can't get a job as an actor.
Yeah, seems
Right.
legit.
It's a story as old as time itself. So he'd worked in a bingo hall for like 5 years and was like, oh, they're fucking mental. There's definitely like 3 seasons in this, no problem. So we started writing this thing down, and then he said to me quite early in the process, you're gonna have to go to a bingo hall. And I'm like, yeah, I suppose I am. Well, he lived in Morden, which is like deep south, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's deep south.
Bottom of the Northern Line, innit?
Bottom of the Northern Line, deep south.
Or what?
Fucking stripe you can't. So I went down to Morden for the weekend, and we went to his local bingo hall, where he used to work, but he didn't work anymore. He worked at another one.
Was it like a gala bingo?
Yeah,
Or was it like
it was Mecca, actually.
Oh, Mecca bingo. Okay.
right.
I just wanted to get the image right in my
Who's been to Mecca bingo?
I have
I
not.
have.
I have.
And Gala.
I've never been to bingo.
Right.
Great fun.
This was 2002,
Ooh, what a time.
right?
I'd have been 12. No, I wasn't going to bingo then.
Yeah, be about 2002, I think. Anyway, got to the bingo hall. We bought a book, right, of tickets, which was like 15 quid or something. Okay? I've got a pen. I haven't got a dabber mic. You're all right. Just got a pen. A woman sits next to us on another table, and she has got a touchscreen computer.
That's part of the wizard's circle.
Ooh.
Oh, is that a wizard thing? Wizards are allowed touchscreens.
He explained to me, so this is before iPads, yeah? He
Yeah.
explained to me that belonged to the bingo hall, and that woman had spent at least 90 quid on tickets. Because what they do is they scan the tickets into the machine, and then all you do is press the button that gets called. And it marks
it, like,
all your
Stamps
tickets.
it for you because there's so many. You'd have to be like this.
Yeah. Right? You've got
Holy
people
shit!
who have got like 4 or 5 books, and they will go like lightning on them. You're like, fucking hell, this is a different
Does
world.
that not take the fun out of bingo?
Oh,
It's
dude,
really stressful.
There's no
You've
fun in bingo.
got no idea. So, the first game starts. I get the 4 corners.
Ooh.
And I look at my mate and I go, I've got 4 corners. And he went, call it. Like, house. Instantly, like the 60 people that were in the room all kind of went,
Oh god,
I'm not fucking getting out of here alive.
like hyenas.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have stolen someone's winter bill money. And they do not have that
You know-
money.
It's
Yeah.
fucking right.
Amazing.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, they
Oh,
get really. They
shit.
get. There's a lot of like. I think it's one of the places where police get called the most is like bingo halls.
To the bingo.
Yeah, because they have fights.
What? Like, how much do you win? Do you win quite a lot of money?
You can win like £30,000.
Oh yeah, the
sometimes.
national game you can win like stupid money. I think
Holy shit!
I think the national game's
Yeah.
100 grand, isn't it? If you
Is it now? Last time I went, it was like 30 grand.
it's stupid sum of money. But yeah, there's a lot of money changing hands.
What I don't get about it is that it's not a game of skill.
No.
It's a game of luck.
No, there's roulette though. So
Yeah, that's why I don't like it. At least
Or
play a
blackjack.
game where it like takes a bit of something for you to have won. Like, oh, I'm good at
It's-
poker, so I won this poker game. But like, oh, I happen to have a number on a piece of card, and then somebody
Is it-
said that number, and now I've got £100,000.
Is it Baccarat that's
but
but
Oh,
the game where it's literally like red and black on the roulette wheel, but there's no green. So you know the
Yeah,
green,
maybe.
you know the green on a roulette wheel.
Yeah.
Everything that lands on when the ball lands on green, the house takes all the money.
Yeah.
And that's how they make their money on that game.
Yeah.
Because they're guaranteed, I think it's like 2.5% or something of anything that goes across the table. But Baccarat, I think it's called Baccarat, something like that.
Baccarat, yeah.
I'm sure that it's literally a player and the dealer, and it's whoever's got the highest card
Yeah.
wins. And you bet on who's going to win.
Right.
So there's always going to be a winner or a loser. And apparently it's used all the time in money laundering.
makes sense.
So they go,
Yeah.
gangs will go in, change all the cash for chips, go to that table, and play against each other.
And then just take all the money.
And then the
like,
chips
Yeah.
go into cash, and the money's laundered because they're not going to lose anything.
Clever.
You
Yeah,
see?
I just find it interesting. I just don't see the appeal of like. I'd rather play something where it was like I was good at that and so I won, rather than like I picked a random number, and so I won. Anyway, as you were.
Bingo.
Bingo!
On the go on, Mike.
Gambling for Battenberg fans in it.
Yes, that's exactly what it is, Mike. It's gambling. In fact, don't knock Battenbergs.
No.
I'm a fan of.
I'm referring.
I'm a fan of the
referring
Battenberg
to-
cake.
My cat's butt looks like a Battenberg cake.
I'm
Pictures
not
already
like
now.
that because I don't like marzipan.
I call it the Buttenberg.
Hey,
Instead of your laugh. That was beautiful.
there's another game which is what they call the table game. So they've got bingo boards in the table. It's etched in the table.
Right.
And there's you get a handful of like counters, and when the number comes out, you just put the counter on. And so the tables are designed for 4 people. So there's 4 boards,
Nice.
and 2 are that way, and obviously 2 are upside down as you look at them.
Yeah.
People play all 4 boards.
Oh, so you have to look at it upside down.
Well, that's. I think
How quick do the numbers come at you?
That's
Pretty
the
quick.
thing. So
quick.
my mate said to me, "You have to be trained to call that game because it's that quick."
Oh,
The
shit.
numbers are like,
Oh, it sounds so stressful.
And
I'm
the-
feeling
yeah.
stressed.
and they're marking.
Did anyone else want to sing the start of Killer Queen?
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
No, you're not getting me that easily.
It's a pound.
Really, though?
It's a pound a board, and you have to put like the pound in like a coin slot at the side, and they literally go 1, 2, 3, 4.
And you're like,
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like all
oh
night.
my god.
And then you've got all these people with these touch screens. I spent about 25 quid. So it was about 15 quid for these books, and then the rest on drinks, right?
Yeah,
And I came out of there.
that seems fair.
Yeah, I came out of there with about 30 quid.
Yeah.
I was up.
So
But
yeah.
I'm not a mug. I didn't go, oh, fucking got this bingo lark sussed. Because
Yeah.
it's not a
I'll
charity.
give you £100.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey. It's a charity. They're just there to give money away. The woman who sat next to us, she'd spent over 90 quid to get this touchscreen, and she was plummeting money into the table games all night.
Oh my god.
Didn't win a penny.
Oh no.
And I was like, how much fucking money has she spent?
Yeah.
And where?
Dangerous though, isn't it?
Oh God! Then, and this was the thing, they finished the bingo, and it was done and dusted for like 9:30. And you think that's a bit of an early finish, isn't it? Nah, it's to give them time.
Then there's the secret underground bingo club where they like fight each other with numbers.
Nah,
First rule of bingo club.
And then at the they all sing "Look, Be a Lady" from Guys and Dolls. That's how they.
They're all like, I came here to drink milk and stamp numbers on a card.
and I'm all out of milk. No, because what they do is they have to give them an hour and a half to play on the one-armed bandits that are all at the back of the room.
Oh, fuck.
Everywhere. Everywhere in the bingo hall are these like gamble responsibly.
They're also. I mean,
They're fucking
your
terrible.
bingo hall. I'm guessing your bingo hall had no mirror, no windows.
Oh yeah, no windows, no
Like
clocks.
Vegas, you don't know what time of day it is.
No windows,
Yeah.
no clocks. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
they-
one time I went in a casino, I didn't like go on any of the machines because I was young, but like it had that thing with like a fake sky ceiling.
Yeah. I went to one in Sunderland to meet when I was out with a friend up there, and I was like, I just spent the whole time watching. I was like, I'm gonna not bet anything. I'm just gonna watch and see what happens. And there was the table full of people who were on a night out having fun, and then like in a corner was a table full of people doing this face.
Ugh.
I was like, this is the most depressing place I've been to, and I've been
That's
to
grim.
Kidderminster.
Hey, there's safari parks at Kidderminster.
Yeah.
My mate said the first bingo hall he worked in London, right? Because obviously bingo halls used to be cinemas
Yep.
in this
Yeah.
country. They all
Yeah.
when all the cinemas closed down, the bingo halls took over, and then when
The
all
one
the
in Colville's like
yeah,
that.
and then when all the bingo halls closed down, Weatherspoons took over. Weatherspoons took them all over. But anyway, my mate's in this bingo hall, and he hears a house, and he's one of them who's got to go to the person to check the numbers,
Right.
Yeah.
and he's like, and then on a hook, bingo ticket just comes down from the sky, dangles in front, and he's like,
Wait, what?
it was the people sitting in the balcony, right? And what they did, they had fishing rods and hooks in the balcony, and if you won, you attached a piece of paper to the hook and reeled it down.
So,
Is that
So
actually
why-
is that real?
why is this invention gone to bingo fanatics first before it's gotten to disabled people?
What can I say, Mike? What can I say?
That shit would solve so many problems.
Trust me, the fishing rod went in the script.
I was
Trust me.
gonna say like that is material.
Yeah, but I mean, brilliant. The amount of people who work in bingo who are wannabe actors
Yeah.
is phenomenal. The amount of people who also work in bingo who are functioning alcoholics.
Right. I suppose the hours suit for that.
It was an absolutely eye-opening experience. Like, I'd never imagined this world existed. And there was some part of me as well that kind of thought this whole thing of like trying to protect people from gambling problems was something that people took seriously. They don't give a fuck, these places. They really don't give a fuck.
As long as they say that they care. They don't
Yeah,
They've got
they
a
don't
sign
have
on the
to.
wall. It doesn't matter that.
But this got me like talking to my mate because he'd then left a bingo hall and he'd gone to work in an arcade in London. And he said
worse.
that they used to make about 10 grand a week, and then these new machines came out, which is what you see in all the bookies now.
Yeah.
Oh, the ones they
These
tried
like
to ban,
fixed
didn't
odds,
they?
these fixed odds betting machines.
Yeah.
And he said almost overnight our takings went from 10 grand a week to 50 grand a week. Right? So then the government brought in legislation to say, right, you can't have any more than 2 of these machines in a building. So what the owners of the arcade did was the upstairs and downstairs, they made 2 different businesses. So that they could put 4 machines in.
2 different, yeah.
They made him redundant because their earnings had gone down to like 30 grand a week. And they're like, we're not making enough money, we're getting rid of you. And he's like, but you're making more than when you started employing.
Yeah.
What? And he said, when they made him redundant, they were in the process of making each floor 2 different businesses.
Come on. Like,
So we
there's a reason for the rule. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the law is there to like protect people.
It's really
like-
not. It's really not.
Well, yeah, but
so
like, supposedly it is.
he's also telling me about all these crazy characters who work there, and that's kind of what a sitcom's about. It's about characters. And we took all this and we worked really hard over about 4 months, and we bashed together this script. Didn't get fucking picked up. Bullshit.
But you've still got it,
sounds
so
right.
you know you could always.
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
It was in the stuff that I purged about 4 years ago.
Boo.
Which means it's free for me to steal as an idea.
But yeah, so what's your experiences in bingo halls, Steph? Is it much the same?
I mean, like, you are like, obviously you go and you want to win, but then if you do win, you are terrified to move away from your friends because the grannies are going to get you.
They all knit for a reason, so they have a weapon.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
like I
Decision
remember leaving one night and I'd won 30 quid. That's all I'd won. I'd won 30 quid. Like, I hadn't won
Not a
life-changing
life-changing amount.
of money. And as I was leaving, I walked through like a cloud of smoke because all the Blue Rinse Brigade were stood outside having a cigarette at the end of the night. And I genuinely heard one of them whisper, "That's her." And I was like,
Oh my
"Get
god.
in your car! Like, drive away!" Oh my god! Like, yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just fun. It's just numbers on a card.
It's just some numbers. I don't. It's like a whole other
It's not
world.
not even a card.
The
A part
dabbers.
of me wants to go. Like, I just want to see what it's like.
It's
but, like,
definitely worth going. It's
Yeah.
another world. It's like I always say, unless people have got gambling issues, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, something like going to the dogs.
Yeah. We said we
need
were going to do that.
I need to go to the dogs at some point. I've never been.
Going to a
We
horse
said that we
race.
would all go when there's no pandemic anymore.
Because they do the basket deal outside.
19th of July, right?
20th of July, we'll all be there at the dogs. Perfectly safe because there'll be nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking government. But yeah, they do a great basket deal, don't they? At the
What
dogs.
is the
Yeah.
basket deal?
What's the basket deal?
Just-
When I last
a
went-
basket, and it's like chicken and chips or
Yeah.
But it was something
Oh,
like
wow.
12 quid.
scampi and chips.
Yeah, 12 quid. You got a meal in a basket.
Chicken in a basket.
Yeah. You got your entrance, your program. Something
And
like
like three free bets.
Yeah, 3 bets, and I think
Oh.
two drinks.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
great.
you know what I mean. It's a really
Yeah.
good deal.
And it's so, like if you go like just on the post Christmas meets, like in between Christmas and New Year, it's really good
Oh,
atmosphere.
that's great. We should
But
go.
I went with a friend and her sister, and like we were there, and her sister just turns around and goes, "Oh, look at the tiny horses!" And I was gone.
That's
Is
the
this at
Simpsons joke.
is this at Monmore?
Yes,
Mama Green, yeah.
Mama Green.
All right, I'm going to try and find the.
It's also the home of Wolverhampton's
Speedway.
Speedway, yeah,
Speedway.
which is another good night.
Which
And here's
is
one.
a thing I've never been to.
In 1981, my brother went to Monmore Green for a concert headlined by Slade.
Nice.
There were 6 bands on, one of whom was Diamond Head,
Oh, nice.
right? And it cost him £1.
Oh.
Them were the
Imagine
days.
that.
Them were the days. The fucking Eagles.
Mad.
The Eagles
pound.
ruined everything.
For anyone who's interested,
I agree.
Spain have just equalised against Italy. It's 1-1
Oh.
with 10 minutes to
Oh,
go.
apparently my stream's behind.
So I didn't know Italy had scored actually, Mike. So sort yourself out.
Yeah, and
Well,
plus, my
I-
stream's
I-
on 30 seconds
We
behind.
were talking about coaches when when Italy scored.
So we should all go to the dogs and do a live episode where we bet on the dogs.
We've been going to the dogs for months now.
Oh no.
And the one fact I've learned from going to the dogs is you bet on the one that's having a poo just before it goes in.
Lighter.
Yeah, that's the logic.
Yeah.
It's so corrupt.
You were just down there like watching them all like a hawk. Like,
Oh no,
is
that
that,
one's
one,
on
is
the
that a
other
wee?
way.
Is that a wee?
The other way.
It was like me before
Alright,
the podcast.
alright, number 3, do it.
I'm very much the same. I always have to have a dump before the podcast.
Make
sure
it
I'm-
lighter.
Yeah, make sure I'm up to speed.
Makes your
That's why your
performance
stories have been
better.
happier recently. Lighter.
That's it. What we're gonna do next week?
are
It's
we
Stories
doing
in the
next
Spook Room.
Stories
Is it
in the spook room.
Spook room.
Is it the spook room next week? Okay.
Stories
Um,
from the spook room.
Is it our last one? Next week is our last one for the summer.
Is it? It's our last one.
We're having a break for the summer. That's what we said.
Yeah.
Oh
We
my
were going to have our Christmas party next week. So do you want to do Christmas party or spook room?
Don't know.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Why not both? Spooky stories at Christmassy.
Let's do spooky stories. I'm sure I can invent something.
Yeah, exactly. That's in your ballpark. You can do that.
Steph, what are you going to do? Because you've got an idea for spooky stories, haven't you?
I am going to talk about when I worked at a cinema company and shit went down. To be fair, as soon as we said we were doing this, I started texting my friends because I have a couple of friends who I still.
You have other friends.
And we started talking about like some of the stuff that happened, and there's some of the things that I didn't know happened, and genuinely, I am terrified to go there again.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Day trip.
Is this the cinema company that shall not be named?
For the purpose of not being sued or anything, we shall be referring to it as Winnie's World.
Okay,
Right.
Oh, Pooland.
that's fine. We're there. So yeah, Winnie's World next week.
I'm disappointed you didn't go with Cinnamon Whirl.
Nice.
Yeah.
Smashes it.
Oh, I'd love a cinnamon one.
So thank you for joining us. God, that was a long one
Good
tonight,
line,
wasn't
wasn't
it?
it?
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
We got distracted quite a lot.
Thank you for joining us. I think we had some new people in as well tonight. So yeah.
Yeah.
All the links are in the
Thanks,
chat.
Pat.
Join our Discord. Join us on the socials. Do all that stuff. Thank you all. We'll be back again next Tuesday at 7:30 British summertime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're all amazing. I just want you to know that.
We know.
Yeah. cheers.
You're all right.
Yeah. Thanks.
Nice to hear it though.
So say bye to everyone. Bye everyone.
Bye.